Hello, today we're at Hickson Motors. We are going to do an interim service on a Range Rover L322 which has been supplied by Rimmer Brothers, and we use their products as well. Now basically we're going to do engine oil services and basic filter services today. We're going to start by removing this housing here, which is the oil filter housing, and we're going to change the paper element filter within this. In removing the housing, you have to be very careful because the housing is actually held on with rubber, mounting rubbers, and if in the process of taking the filter housing off, you don't snap the rubber mounting bolts here. So be very careful when undoing. Okay, removing the housing, being very careful obviously to catch any waste product oils. Okay, we've now removed the housing and taken the filter away and discarded it. We've now need to clean out, which we have done, and wipe down the filter housing itself, and we're going to remove the outside seal, okay, which is quite easily done. So just remove the seal like so. Okay, we'll discard that in a minute. Okay, one replacement, new seal. Now obviously push that down the housing, which then fits in a groove basically there. Okay, we actually now put a smear of red rubber grease on here. Other greases can be used, but we like to use the correct product, so just a little smear, okay, just around the rubber seal, just helps it go into the housing itself. Okay, replacement of the filter housing, that's the brand new filter paper element. Okay, push that home, goes with a nice clip. Okay, and then we're ready to replace the filter at this point. Okay, now we're replacing the filter. Okay, so just wind that home nicely. Obviously we're replacing the seal. Okay, we tighten this down slightly. Okay, like so. Now it does actually give you a torque setting on the end of the filter housing, which is 25 Newton meters. Okay, the other product we're changing today is the cabin filter, or better known as a pollen filter. Okay, there are 4 easy clips. Just push the clips down like so, lift, 2 little tags underneath there, and pull the filter out. Nice and easy. Okay, put that over there. Now obviously when replacing, just check inside. These get full of debris, leaves, etc. So just hoover it out if you need to. Okay, we're going to replace the filter now with the new filter. There's obviously a directional flow, which is written on the end here with the little arrows. Okay, place the product obviously inside. Okay, it should slide in. Okay, and then as easy as that, close the flaps down, and that's the job done. Okay, we're now moving on to replacing the air filter, which is in this housing here. Okay, there are several clips around the base of the unit, around the bottom, and 2 clips here. Okay, we'll just remove those clips, ready to remove the air filter. Okay, there's one there, one there, one there, and another one just there. Okay. At this point we're now ready to remove the housing and replace the air filter. Okay, with the housing removed now, okay, you can see where this pipe was that connects in the end there, which is a little bit awkward to get out. We're now going to replace the air filter element with inside the housing, which is just here. Obviously making sure there are no extra leaves or debris in the bottom of the pan there. Okay, so one removal of filter. Okay, so we just check, make sure there are no leaves, any debris, and then one new filter and replace as necessary. Then replace the plastic housing again over the top. It's a little bit awkward. Okay, so, and the replacement of all the clips here, here and here. and also the pipe just here. Okay. As part of the service today, we're going to top up certain levels on the vehicle. One of them is the screen wash here, so obviously we're going to put a little bit of screen wash in. Okay. Which we supply back to the customer, that what's left over. Okay. Just top that one up with water. That's sufficient. Let's top that up. Okay, replace the cap. And then we move on to other products on the vehicle. Okay, we're going to move on today. We're just checking other parts of the vehicle now. We're going to check the antifreeze with a very simple gauge unit which measures the specific gravity of the antifreeze and checks it obviously for the temperature range as well. Okay, so it's as easy as removing the cap, okay, into the bottle, little squirt like that, okay, and we're checking now basically the specific gravity of the antifreeze. Now each ball represents the temperature range of the antifreeze within the vehicle to stop it freezing up. We've got 4 balls showing, and we look at the gauge and that will give us -32. So that's the temperature that the vehicle water range would go down to before it freezes. Okay, if you need to do any more, just top up with antifreeze if only one ball happens to be floating, so then we just top up with neat antifreeze, but this seems to be alright today. Okay, we're moving on now to checking the power steering fluid, obviously next to the other tanks. We remove the cap, okay, and check the level. Obviously when it's cold, this is the viscosity of the oil, actually stays at this level here. Okay, when it's actually warmed up a little bit, as the engine warms up, you'll find when you're checking it that the level rises due to expansion. Okay, and that's as easy as that. This level is okay. Okay, we're now going to move on to draining the oil from underneath the vehicle. We undo the bolt here, which is a 17mm headed bolt, so we remove that out the sump and drain the oil. We'll go back to that and leave that because there's 7.5 litres of oil in there, which will take quite a while to drain. When we've done that, we replace the plug again, and we make sure that we put a brand spanking new copper washer, actually like that, on the plug. We're now going to change the fuel filter. That is the petrol fuel filter of this vehicle. There is an inspection panel on the rear of the vehicle, the left hand side underneath. We've already removed the panel, which is held by 2 little 10mm bolts. Okay, inside there we've already removed, there is an aluminium canister, which is the fuel canister. Okay, a little bit awkward to remove because there are 2 little screws here, and there are some clips here which you actually force back and then the pipes come off. Okay, at that point we're now ready to replace this filter cartridge with a brand new filter cartridge. This is the new cartridge. Obviously we've got to follow the flow of fuel through the cartridge, which is this correct way around. Okay, we mount the cartridge unit there, and basically we're checking, make sure the blue pipe obviously goes to the in section. Alright, so there's only the 2 pipes on the rear to go in, and the front pipe here clips in there, and there's another small outlet pipe, so we can't get that wrong. Okay, now we're going to clip in these pipes, okay, so like that, and like that. A little bit awkward, just make sure they're on. Okay, that's clipped in. Okay, and then that cartridge goes up, so just trying to get into the plastic fittings. Okay, fitting up so, like that, and then replacing the pipe at the front and the other pipe. And then when that's done, just replace the whole panel, that's it. Okay, the final stage really that we need to do now is to fill the engine basically with the correct amount of oil, which is 7.7 litres for this vehicle. The filler unit is here, okay, which is the top of the engine, replace as necessary. Now we're going to put oil in here, and then when we've done that, we're going to check the oil basically with the dipstick here, okay, which has got level marks on. Right, so at that point we're going to fill up. Okay, well, this is the final topping up of the oil. When the process is finished, as so. Okay. We need to then check the levels, basically, with the dipstick here. Now the product that we've used is a 530 fully synthetic, and this is basically the end of the task, basically, for this engine service.